Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott, and I am here, ladies and gentlemen, June 12th, 2018. We are live with Dr. Albers. Dr. Albers, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Scott. And how are you?
I'm doing very, very, very well. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give everybody a few minutes to jump in here on our live stream. And we're not going to be on here very, very long. But right off the bat, just give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and get the live chat opened up here. And there we go. Let me get this thing rocking and rolling. Listen, folks, most of you probably already know what has transpired over the past 2 weeks, beginning on June 1st. And first things first, I want to thank Dr. Albers for all of her help and her assistance and her friendship. I also want to thank each and every one of you as subscribers and followers. And I consider each and every one of you friends. Even though all of us have never met, we are still out there searching for the truth. Each and every day that I maintain my YouTube channel, that's what I do. I search for the truth. The same applies to Dr. Albers.
Mm-hmm.
Over the course of the last 2.5 years, there have been many videos made about me, many videos made about Dr. Albers, and we are all very, very familiar with the trolling operations on YouTube. Whether these trolling operations are backed by governments, ladies and gentlemen, who knows? And furthermore, who cares? But I'm going to go over with each and every one of you what transpired on June 1st at my residence. On June 1st, 2018, two federal agents, two FBI agents came to my home looking for me. At the time, Dr. Albers was at my residence. She answered my door, and she was approached by these two federal agents. They were actually looking for me. To make a long story short, the two federal agents had called in local law enforcement, the location where I live. They had surrounded my house, fully armed with their service revolvers and AR-15 assault rifles. I think it was about 6 police cars, 6 or 8 police officers, and the 2 FBI agents. Dr. Albers had asked the FBI agents what they wanted, what they were here for, and they were here at my house to question me pertaining to my YouTube channel and an individual that goes by the name Chris Potter. And, most of you know that Chris Potter was affiliated with Dr. Albers and I, doing live streams and researching our topic of Planet X and what is happening in our solar system. Chris Potter, I don't know very much about the guy. He's obviously a very loose cannon. Chris Potter was contacting the FBI and basically lying to the FBI and pretty much making up stories about me and Dr. Albers. On the day they came to my home and surrounded my house, whenever I came outside, the local authorities almost shot and killed me. We all see each and every day what happens with law enforcement agencies across the United States. Mistakes happen. Innocent people get killed. Apparently, Chris Potter thought that it would be maybe a funny joke to use the FBI to intimidate me and Dr. Albers and possibly even get me killed. Well, unfortunately for him, that didn't happen. Fortunately for myself, that didn't happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat shit and call it candy. You all know my personality. I don't hide anything from anyone. I'm not a perfect angel, never claimed to be one. I had some outstanding situations with law enforcement that I had to take care of. One of them I didn't even know about. It's just some unpaid fines related to a DUI that I was trying to fight for quite some time. And I guess Chris Potter thought that it would be funny to contact the FBI, harass the FBI, make up stories, and basically try to use them to what they call SWAT me. Just recently, I think a few months back, some video gamers, online gamers, did it to a gentleman. I forget what state it was, but they surrounded his house. The man came out on the porch and they shot him dead. The same situation occurred at my residence on June 1st. I was staring down the barrel of not one gun, but many guns. Now, I was taken into custody. I have been in multiple county jails over the course of the last 12 or 13 days. I think, what is it, 12 days, Dr. Albers?
Yeah, it was 12, yes, because you went in on the 1st and you came out on the 12th. Well, actually, we could say it's 11 days.
Yeah, so, it's whatever,
Something
12
like
days. And, fortunately for myself, I have rectified the situation. Whenever I was taken into custody, the FBI agents had some questions for me and Dr. Albers. And the questions were pertaining to, quote, from their lips, they're mentioning this guy, Chris Potter. And, I started laughing. They're sitting in my own living room, handcuffed. And, I explained to the federal agents exactly who Chris Potter was and what he was probably doing. And, basically lying to federal authorities. Ladies and gentlemen, lying to these federal authorities and using them. Well, these are felony charges. Whether they will act on them, I don't know. But over the course of the last 12 days, I was locked up in one of the most hideous county jails in the state of Pennsylvania that has been condemned for the last 30 years, but still they house criminals and people who get arrested in the Fayette County Jail. The temperatures exceed 90 to 100 degrees, no air conditioning, raw sewage, filth, scum, disgust. But it's not my first merry-go-round. Like I said, I've never claimed to be some, super upstanding individual. I've had my run-ins with the law since I was a teenager. Whatever laws I broke were minor. Complete bullshit. I would probably say 50% of the people in the United States have had a DUI. I've had one. Big deal. They cost a lot of money. Over the course of the last 12 days, I've shelled out $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Thanks to Chris Potter. Thanks to Chris Potter, all of this has been rectified and cleared up. The federal authorities questioned me and Dr. Albers in my living room pertaining to our YouTube channels, our books, and I asked, "Do you watch my videos?" They replied, "Yes." Our books, I guess, they watch them and they read them. They watch the videos, read the books. Not too much went into this conversation about the YouTube channels, but they had some questions about who are these people? Who are these people contacting the FBI? Who are these people in New Zealand? Who are these people in Ohio? Who are these people in California? Who are these people, in Texas? Who are these people in the United Kingdom? Who are these people? So we really didn't get into all of that because they whisked me away, locked me up in the local jail, then transported me to Fayette County Jail, where I spent 11 days in complete horrendous situation. But, look, ladies and gentlemen, it's not my first time being in a jail. No big deal. I lost 8 pounds. I needed to lose a few pounds. I feel good. I'm fine. And I was always in good spirits because knowing that I haven't done anything wrong. And I also asked the agents, have I done anything wrong? Their reply, no. Has Dr. Albers done anything wrong? No. But I had to take care of the state charges. Those state charges, they have been taken care of. I'm here today on June 12th addressing each and every one of you that want to listen. We will continue searching for the truth and exposing the lies. And that's not against the law. And it never will be, at least for now. So I want to thank each and every one of you for sticking by me and standing by Dr. Albers. My whole life has been exposed on YouTube and Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, I expected this. I knew this would happen the day I stepped foot into the front door of YouTube as a, so-called truther. I really don't consider myself to be part of that community. I'm just a man full of this tenacity, and I think I'm one hell of an investigator. And Dr. Albers, the same.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, you're welcome. So my situation has been rectified. Before I was taken away, the agent said to me, whenever you finish up what you have to take care of, here's my cell phone number. I want you to call me. We need to discuss who these people are. And I said, no problem. We will do that. Late this afternoon, after I came home and showered off the prison scum from my body, I contacted the agent. He seemed kind of surprised that I called him. He was kind of busy at the moment, but I told him, I'm home, everything has been cleared up, and we need to talk. He agreed. We need to talk. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are at right now. And the point that all of this is coming to is, if there was nothing, and I repeat, if there was nothing to worry about within our solar system, within our skies, there were no problems with our planet, then why? I repeat again, why are there people on this planet that want me silenced? Why are there people that want Dr. Albers silenced? You are all grown adults. You're intelligent people. You make your own conclusions on my statement. I have stated before, ladies and gentlemen, that I will continue to search for the truth until I take my last breath. On June 1st, staring down the barrel of multiple guns, I almost took my last breath. Because all it would have taken is one trigger-happy cop to end me on my front steps. Luckily, that didn't happen. So sometime tomorrow, I will eventually have a telephone conversation with this agent. When I spoke with him late this afternoon, I mean, I could tell by the tone of his voice, he didn't seem too happy, but not with me. They are kind of interested in this individual, Chris Potter, these other individuals from Ohio, a few individuals from the UK and New Zealand. Because, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you use federal authorities in a manner that they did, well, it's going to piss some people off in the FBI, because truly they have better things to do than chase down some guy on a YouTube channel. But unfortunately for these agents, they were assigned to this case. They had been monitoring me, watching my YouTube channel, watching Dr. Albers, from what I understand, and trying to locate me. Basically, this Chris Potter informed the federal authorities that Dr. Albers was, like, basically chained to a desk and forced to make videos, being held against her will.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in my living room, they interviewed Dr. Albers and they asked her, "Are you okay? Are you fine?
Mm-hmm.
Are you being held against your own will?"
That's right. That's what they asked me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're not sitting here playing some fucking game with all of you. This is true. 100% true. Now, for the individuals that have used the federal authorities by feeding them false information, hey, folks, I don't know exactly what the federal authorities will do to these other individuals. Maybe they'll make examples of them. But I can tell you this much. You're not going to get away with making an asshole out of federal agents and the FBI. They're not going to take it very lightly when you waste their time on frivolous lies that hold no merit. But they did have to investigate the claims. The claims were all false. The people who made the claims knew they were false. So therefore, they were providing false information on purpose to the FBI. If any of you would like to look up what that crime entails, lying to the federal authorities, go right ahead. Google it. If any of you trolls that were involved in this scam, if you don't believe it, then you better look it up online. And frankly, if you are charged with lying to federal authorities, then maybe you better go get yourself a good lawyer. I had to. We spent thousands of dollars. I've got my shit cleaned up and cleared up. Now it's your turn. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if there was nothing to worry about, why come after Planet X News? Why come after me? Why come after Dr. Albers? I really hope that I'm getting my point across here tonight. Mm-hmm. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is real talk, people. This is real life. They tried to end mine. But as I am here today, and you're hearing my voice, I'm letting you know that I'm okay, I'm back, and I'm here to stay. And from this point on, I will continue to report on my findings, and I might just kick it up a notch, and I might start doing more and more reporting on everything that is happening on this planet. Some of you may disagree with me. Some of you may agree with me. That's perfectly fine. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what I do. This is what Planet X News is all about. Yes, I've had plenty of time over the course of the last 12 days to think about a lot of things. I was urged and suggested to that maybe I ought to get off of YouTube. I thought about it. But folks, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking any laws. I am reporting on matters just like anybody else, just like any other news agency on this planet, except I have a different topic. And once again, I want to thank each and every one of you. I wish that I had the opportunity to stand in front of all of you and thank you, shake your hand, give you a hug, say, hey, that really touched me by reading your messages, reading your emails, and Dr. Albers relaying the information to me every single day that I was behind bars, several times a day. And I got to say, you folks are stand-up people. We may not agree on everything, but I'll tell you this much. It really, really touched my heart to read those messages and hear Dr. Albers relaying those messages straight from the YouTube videos, straight from the inbox on Facebook, straight to my ear in jail. Sweating my ass off, living in complete filth, trying to break my spirit. But Dr. Albers, did it break my spirit?
No, it did not, Scott. Although it was very difficult, but and it was very difficult for me as well to watch all this that was going on, and talking to you every day, knowing where you were. It was difficult for me, but I'm glad you're back and you at home, and you had a shower and had some coffee. And it's amazing how much a little thing can make a person so happy, like a cup of coffee.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about any of you, but if you've ever had your freedom taken away from you, it could be quite startling. And like I said, folks, this has not been my first rodeo, in a county jail. I'm a smart guy. I'm able to survive. And I stay calm. I stay cool. I stay collected. I don't lose my mind.
Yeah.
But there are a few people out there that wanted me to lose my life.
That's right.
And they were hoping and praying that the police would do that for them. And then what would they do? Sit back and laugh, knowing that they caused an individual to literally be murdered by local authorities. Fortunately, that didn't happen.
That's right.
Now, tomorrow, I will have a conversation with this agent. He wants to know more about those other individuals, and I know quite a bit about these people in Ohio, California, Texas, New Zealand, and the UK. I know quite a bit about them, and also another individual in Georgia. And the truth will come out. It is unfortunate that it has happened. But once again, folks, if there wasn't any substance to what we talk about, what we research, what we investigate, then why the big push to silence me? Why? Big question mark. So here's the deal. Now, there is nothing that Dazza the cameraman or the Shipmans, Sarah Shipman and her behemoth ridiculous husband, the retard in Texas, the other retard in California, the other retard in a couple of them in the UK. Guess what, guys? I'm here, I'm still living, and I'm still breathing. Case in point, you didn't do your fucking job good enough. Because you know why? You will never, ever have enough balls to keep a man like me down. Never, ever. Like I said before, if all of you are such Billy badasses, jump in your car, fly in your plane, come bang on my door. You can come meet me face to face. I'll welcome you into my house. I'll cook you a nice dinner. But don't you ever, ever, ever try to get me killed again. You know damn well that that's what their plan was. They tried to swat me and they failed. Now, all of the authorities have been notified, and hopefully they will start their own investigation on what transpired. And we'll see. Let's see what they do. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I will ask all of you once again, like I have before. I want you to share our videos. I want you to speak about our topic. I spoke about it every single day that I was incarcerated, even to the guards. I held the attention of every man in that jail. I was locked up in what they call the Fayette County Annex. 80 men living in a massive steel building, locked down, condemned. No air conditioning, no air, sweat pouring off of you, 2 hours of sleep a day, disgusting, putrid food. If you don't believe me, simply go to Google and Google Fayette County, Pennsylvania prison. Look up all the information. Ladies and gentlemen, this county jail goes all the way back to the early 1800s in the bell tower of this courthouse and this prison. They used to hang slaves from the bell tower, and you can hear them screaming at night as they beat them to death. Books have been written about this jail. It is one of the most harshest jails in southwestern Pennsylvania, if not the entire state. One of the trolls just made a video outlining a news article from the Herald Standard trying to intimidate me once again. But when I made a comment that I'm home, they quickly deleted the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm 50 years old. I've lived a fast, rough, and tough life. It is what it is. But each and every one of you follow my channel and me for one reason, and that is I do believe you believe in me. You believe in me as a man. And once again, I thank each and every one of you, because I am a hardcore son of a bitch, and it takes a hell of a lot to keep me down. And I will not go down without swinging. And that's exactly what I've done over the course of the last 12 days. And like I said, I needed to lose a few pounds. That I did. I'm in good spirits. I'm in good health. I'm perfectly fine. I would also like to thank a lot of you who decided to, make donations to the Planet X News PayPal account. I mean, that was fantastic. We, didn't ask for that, but, for some of you that did make the donations, and I was able to have Dr. Albers read the messages that were sent with those donations. That was a big help and very touching. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. I didn't have to come on here tonight and make this bold statement, have this live stream, but I think I owed it to all of you. Dr. Albers, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you for a little bit here. And if you want to tell everybody what you feel and how you felt about the situation and your experience, I'm sure everybody would like to hear from you.
Okay. Well, Scott, actually, it was very stressful and scary. They asked me all kinds of questions. It was obvious that they weren't just after you. They were after me as well, but they couldn't find anything that they could do against me. You know, they tried to find my immigration status and things like that, and whether I was working illegally in the United States. And they were very, very probing questions. And so I could tell that it wasn't, they weren't just, actually, I didn't think much about it at that time.
How did we handle the questions about your immigration status? Let everybody know how I handled it. Sitting in my own living room, handcuffed, sitting on my own sofa,
Yeah,
facing federal authorities and 8 police officers.
that's right. Yeah, I remember that you were very nice. You actually told me to go out before you faced them, because you didn't want me to get shot if they shot at you as well. And so that was very nice of you. Thank you, Scott. And yeah, so you told them what had happened. And well, it was obvious that it was Chris Potter, that he had actually said before that he would do something like that, and that I was obviously abused and held against my will. And I had to tell them that that wasn't true, that we actually married.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Albers and I were married back in October of 2017.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with her immigration status. When these agents started questioning about her immigration status, I pointed over to my countertop and I showed them a stack of paperwork from our immigration attorney. And I said, there is her immigration status sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
You are more than welcome to pick up that stack of immigration paperwork and review it yourself.
That's
And ladies
right.
and gentlemen, FBI agents are not stupid. Okay. They probably already reviewed Dr. Elber's immigration status before coming to my residence.
Mm-hmm.
So they already knew that her immigration status is 100% completely legal.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Dr. Albers.
Yeah, and I had to tell them that I wasn't held against my will. I was with you because I love you.
Thank you. Feelings mutual there, doctor.
Mm-hmm. Good. So there was nothing they could do against me, but I could tell that they were trying to, from the questions, and were very probing. It was very stressful day. It's been very stressful to know where you were, at least for me. I must say that I had to learn a lot of things very fast, like to run both our channels. And it hasn't been easy. I've done my best, but it hasn't been easy. And it was stressful. I was very, very stressed. I've been very stressed for these couple of days. And I think actually what they were trying to do is get both of us killed, Scott.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this type of swatting thing, that's basically calling in, police authorities and, making up lies over the phone and, causing these police officers to go on high alert, thinking that, they're going into a very, very dangerous situation. Their adrenaline is pumped up. They're ready to rock and roll. And, first wrong move, whether it be accidental or on purpose, people do get killed. And, Chris Potter has mentioned this swatting thing many times before in his videos. He has mentioned before that he has contacted the FBI concerning me and Dr. Albers, and that we better be watching our backs. Well, The man held true to his promise, and I believe that these agents will probably want to question him on his false reports and his false accusations. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And Dr. Albers, she got a real quick lesson in driving here in the United States. And yes, she still maintains an international driver's license, so she wasn't breaking the fucking law.
Yes, it was hard because I'm not used to driving on that side of the road. For me, it's driving on the wrong side of the road. And I just know nothing yet because I haven't actually done much driving in I've done just a little bit, but I hadn't done much. So the way I had to do is I had to use Google Maps to get to Walmart. It speaks to me, tells me where to turn. It helps a lot.
Yeah, folks, I want to just mention something here real quick. I don't want any of you to go after Chris Potter on his YouTube channel. I don't want anybody threatening this man or, causing him any problems. I think he's pretty much dug a pretty deep hole for himself. Just leave the guy alone. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all of this behind us. And, we are going to continue reporting on our findings. We will continue to write books. We will continue to make videos, and we will continue our investigation into what is happening to our planet. I am very concerned about it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm concerned about it. I'm 50 years old. I don't know how much time I have left on this planet. None of us do. But a lot of us have children, and a lot of those children will have children. Our legacies we want to see prosper. And this is what I do. This is what Dr. Albers, retired as a professor, and this is what she does now. And she's a very smart and intelligent woman. Now, some of you may not agree with some of her reports and her videos, but Dr. Albers was basically held as a prisoner within academics for a long time because she could not investigate or create theories on a lot of things because of the handcuffs on academics. But now she is a free woman, free of the academic stronghold, and now she can voice her opinion and she can investigate and theorize all she wants. And ladies and gentlemen, I told all of you over and over and over again, your freedoms are shortening by the day, not just in the United States, but in many, many countries. My man, Tony Robinson, is still locked up in the UK. He was sentenced to 13 months in a UK prison for reporting on what's happening in his own country. I'm not the first. He's not the first. And we probably will not be the last. So once again, if there's nothing to worry about when it comes to us reporting on things, why are you trying to silence us? Why? There must be some credence to what we talk about, what we have joined together to expose. We are all God's creation, whatever God you believe in. One supreme being, one form of supreme energy created all of us, created all of the planets, the stars, the moons, the galaxies, and the universe. someday we will answer to that higher form of life. Thanks to Dr. Albers, I've become a hell of a lot more spiritual.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to sit here and preach about religion to any of you. That's not my thing. But I would ask that each and every one of you at one point in your life, please dig down deep and grab that spiritual part of your life. Take hold of it, because that is real. We don't just come from some, space matter. I truly believe that we were all created. And the world, I don't think the world is what God actually planned for it to be. Man has taken a pretty big toll on Mother Earth. I don't want to lose it. Like I've said before, I'm not a space guy. I'm not looking to live on the moon or live on Mars. I want to live right here on Earth. We may not be able to save it, but at least we could bring people together to learn about what is happening and spread the word. Maybe, just maybe, somebody in these governments will have a change of heart and maybe help, maybe get the word out, maybe not fill the people with lies. But that's what government is, man. I'm sure a lot of these people that are involved in government now, I'm sure they didn't walk into politics thinking that, shit, this is what I'm going to do. They're probably, kind of forced into it, fed into it, whatever. Call us conspiracy theorists, whatever. There is so much evidence out there, so much. And then you have the opposition that says it's all a lie. But if it's all a lie, then why? Why do you want to silence those conspiracy theorists? What? They're just nuts. I just spent 12 days with a whole shitload of lunatics. And I also met some pretty smart people. I also met some people that actually knew who I was in my own neck of the woods, in a disgusting, rotting, filthy county jail. So if there was no truth, why silence that person? Think about it. Go to sleep tonight and let that be your thought. What do you think, Dr. Albers? I mean, am I on the right path here, with how I'm trying to explain this?
Absolutely, Scott. I mean, why attack us if there's nothing to what we are saying? If there was nothing, no truth in it, they would leave us alone. There would be no reason to try and silence us. They actually try to have us killed, Scott. But I mean, going to such, and Chris Potter, you used to be a friend. So this is in a way quite, painful that he would actually do a thing like this. I like to believe the best of people. And I thought Chris Potter was somebody, even though you'd get upset with things, that he would, he believed in God and in Jesus, and that, so I find it strange that a person who claims to believe in God and Jesus would do a thing like that to people who he said were his friends. Well, he may have gotten upset with us, but still, what did we do to him to deserve this kind of thing? It shocks me, to tell you the truth.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we don't even really know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never met him in person. Dr. Albers has never met him in person. And, you know, this goes all the way back to when Dr. Albers was trying to write reports for WSO and Steve Olson's channel and really didn't know too much about my YouTube channel. And then, you know, she had gotten in contact with Chris Potter and she was writing reports for Chris Potter's small YouTube channel. And it just seemed to me that they were trying to contain Dr. Albers to a very, very small crowd, a small following on Chris Potter's channel. He had a couple thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
Here at Planet X News, we have over 70,000 subscribers. We have more than 20,000 followers on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
On our website, we reach hundreds of thousands of people a day. And the books that Dr. Albers and I have published over the course of the last 10 months are reaching millions of people. You know, folks, I'll be honest with you. There's not a whole shitload of money to be made doing what we do. You know, it pays some, you know, minor bills, you know, cable, electric. You know, I have all kinds of computers running 24 hours a day. My electric bill is like $400 or $500 a month. Okay. But nobody's getting rich doing this. You don't see me on talk shows. You don't see me being invited to do live streams on other big channels, big truther channels. You know why? They steer clear of me. They don't want that notoriety. They don't want the trolling operations leeching onto them. That's why they stay clear of Planet X News. That's why there are no big lines of people that want to interview me and Dr. Albers. You don't see this.
Yeah. And Scott, you know, it saddens me greatly because I actually really liked Chris Potter and I wish we could have stayed friends, you know, all three of us. But he just made it impossible in many ways. And the other thing I like to say is that I have learned a lot through my research about the universe. And as a physicist, it's very enriching that and I believe God has shown me a lot about the universe and guided my research. And so it's been enlightening to do this work. It's not always easy. It's hard work. To write an article and then make a video about it. It's hard work, but I enjoy it at the same time because I'm learning about the universe and I'm learning about gravity. And I had always wondered, how does gravity work? And so this is the kind of thing that I'm doing and I'm enjoying it. And as you said, as a physicist likes to do research. And when I was working at the university, I didn't have much time to do this. I had to do peer-reviewed research, so I couldn't actually go into this. So I went into it as a sideline, and I had to remain anonymous. And as you know, the whole story and how the trolls then blew my identity, I couldn't stay anonymous anymore. And so I ended up having to leave the university. But you know, I'm very happy that I've learned so much about the universe. And the most amazing thing for me about the universe is how it reflects God's nature. How I've discovered that everything's made out of light, how gravity itself comes from light. and how particles, there's always threes in everything. Like a photon contains two particles in it. So there's three things in there. And how as it opens up, the particles come out, and each particle then has mass, which is the body, the energy, which is the photon in it, which then generates the gravitational field, which is like the clothing of the particle. Again, three in one. And you know, God is three in one. So God's nature is in the universe he created. That's what I have discovered. And for me, this is absolutely fascinating. What do you think?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's definitely fascinating, you know, and I've been fascinated, you know, with your knowledge. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt. You know, you've been a big help to me, you know, in understanding a lot. I mean, I can go on and on and on for, you know, hours. You've definitely shed a lot of light on my research as an individual. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. You know, it's not just about me and Dr. Albers. Oh, Dr. Albers, they want me to start referring to you as my wife. You know, but you know, listen, folks, you know, we try to keep it professional here. We're not trying to bring our personal lives into what we are doing. And you know, it's a little bit of a habit. You know, I call Dr. Albers Dr. Albers. I introduce her to people as, this is my wife, Dr. Albers.
Yes.
That's who she is. And she earned that title. You know, she earned that title. And, you know, for a lady who holds 2 master's degrees, you know, several bachelor's degrees, and she earned the title to be called doctor. And I respect that, and I expect everybody else to respect that. You don't mind me calling you doctor, do you, doctor?
No, not at all, Scott. That's quite all right. But if you want to just call me Claudia, that's
I'm going to call you Dr. Wife.
Dr. Wife. Yeah, well, you could do that. But, you know, I've learned so much from you, Scott. I couldn't have done this without you. I mean, you've taught me everything from the beginning about how to make videos, how to do this, how to do that. You're actually such a good teacher. And, you know, you teach and then you throw into the deep end. Just go and do it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's, you know, that's basically how you learn. That's how I was taught by, you know, by my family. And, you know, just like my grandmother said, hey, look, I'm going to teach you how to do this one time, and I expect you to know how to do it. Yeah. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, you know, we should be teaching our children a lot more than just, you know, letting them play video games. I mean, I see a lot of kids nowadays, they can't do anything. They can't cook, they can't clean, you know, they can't fold their own clothes, and blah, 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 all that parent stuff. You know, I see one of the biggest mistakes that parents are making now is trying to be your child's friend and not a parent. You can't be your child's friend first. You got to be a parent first. And teaching those little things, in the end, those are survival things. Things that you're going to utilize for the rest of your life. You know, I mean, the only thing I've taught Dr. Albers is street smarts, and she's still learning.
Well, I have a lot to learn, Scott, I must say.
Yeah.
You're the one that is street smart. I hardly, you know, I can say I'm really not. So I'm glad you're there to cover that end.
Yeah, you know, and I think we make a fantastic team. A few people are asking, you know, what happened with the FBI. I'll just reiterate that, you know, whenever I got home today, the FBI agent told me to give him a call whenever I got home. And, you know, after I cleaned the prison scum off of me, I gave him a call, and he was kind of surprised to hear from me. And he was busy at the moment. We had a brief conversation, about 5 minutes, and he's going to be calling me tomorrow, and we'll discuss further about what happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want anybody to think that they came to my home to kill me. But whenever you place authorities like local police departments, whether it be the FBI or local police departments, when you place them into high alert situations, they're going in blind. They don't know exactly what is happening. Accidents happen. People get killed. Innocent people get killed. Now, I don't know if that was Chris Potter's main goal, but he almost succeeded in getting me killed. Because I don't know about any of you, but if you don't know what it's like to have multiple police officers pointing guns at you and telling you to get on the fucking ground, I'm going to blow your fucking head off. Excuse me for the language, but I'm quoting. It only takes one bullet. That's it. And it damn near came to that. So I don't know what kind of a game these trolls think they're playing, but let this be a general blanket announcement to all involved. This goes for Dazza the cameraman. This goes for Sarah and Brandon Shipman in Ohio. This goes for Chris Potter. This goes for the bozos over in the UK. This goes for that scumbag Logan Running. This goes for anybody that was involved. You failed. And all you did was made me bigger than life. You failed. And I told all of you before that you will continue to fail because the truth will prevail. And it is prevailing today, right now. You're listening to it. Real talk, people. No bullshit. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. Because these people are no better than me. And the majority of them have way worse criminal records than me. I've never been arrested for drugs and oh my God, and theft and all. Oh my God, they want to expose my criminal background. Go right ahead. They've already done it. I don't bother with that, with those games. I don't have time for it. So they can make all of the videos they want. All they're doing at this particular time is, it seems to me, maybe a bigger case is building against them. Because like I said, if you think that you are going to get away with manipulating the federal government and an agency like the FBI, you better think again, because these guys are a hell of a lot smarter than you. And they have the technology, and the law is on their side, not yours. Once again, real talk, no bullshit. What do you think, Dr. Albers?
Yes, Scott.
I know this is a little overwhelming for you, but
yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
The last few days have been a bit overwhelming for me. I never expected. Can you imagine? You hear a knock on the door, and there are two FBI agents, and you walk outside of your house, and there are police cars all over the place. I mean, it's shocking to go through all that, and then your husband ends up in jail. And I'm in a strange country. This is still a new country to me. I don't know how things work here, really. So I had to find out very quickly, and it was rough, I must say.
No, but I mean, you held your composure,
Oh,
and
yes.
you acted professionally. The agents acted professionally. They weren't smart asses. They weren't trying to intimidate us or anything like that. And they were responding to reports that were filtered into their agency, and they were basically lied to and forced into the situation, and therefore forcing the other situation with the local authorities, who were the ones pointing the goddamn guns at me. Okay, that was all forced upon all of them.
Yes.
Okay, and again, a tragedy could have occurred. It did not. I don't appreciate being placed in that situation.
No, of
But
course.
I maintained my composure. I was calm, cool, and collected, and I didn't sweat it. And I know that probably surprised you, Dr. Albers, that, I mean.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how you were in such a horrible jail, and then, but you kept your thoughts steady. I mean, you even sang as you came to the phone once. You were singing.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, what a good attitude. I don't know how you do it, Scott. Your attitude is better than mine, and I am not in there.
And, well, I mean, I could attribute all of that to the way that I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, a good, solid family. And, look, that's just the way that I was brought up. When you're faced with adversity, don't panic, don't cry, don't shit your pants, keep yourself calm, keep your mind clear, and face it. And, that's exactly what we did, folks. We faced it. We're here, and we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not breaking any laws. I myself, I run legitimate businesses. I have my own source of income. It does not revolve around YouTube and writing books and blah, blah, blah. These are things that we have done and we have talked about in order to reach more people. None of our books are on the bestsellers list, but people are able to read it. They do have the right to read and listen to what they want. Now, let's get into some more real talk. Dr. Albers and I were invited about a month and a half ago to a brand new platform. It's just like YouTube. Just like YouTube. Everything is the same. You have to be accepted and screened to get on this platform. The grand opening for this video platform, just like YouTube, it's going to be rolling out very soon. Our content was approved. They absolutely love it. So, our days on YouTube may be coming to an end in the aspect that we won't be using YouTube as our main platform to inform people about what we are investigating and finding. When the day comes, when this new platform kicks off, everybody will be notified. Everybody. It is almost identical to YouTube. I'm not going to divulge the name of it yet, but when that time comes, we are going to unleash a barrage of videos and information, and there is no censoring at all. Tens of millions of dollars has been invested into this new platform. We were invited. And this will be a platform for people like myself and Dr. Albers and many, many others to get that word out there on a multitude of subjects.
Yeah.
Not just what we talk about, but a multitude of subjects. Everything will be the same, folks. But here's the key. The people that run these trolling operations on YouTube, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be making derogatory and slanderous videos on this platform because their content has to be approved. And the approval process takes weeks. And then if you're found making content outside of what you applied to do, they'll terminate you. There will be no trolling. There will be nothing like that. As of right now, they have 20,000 channels listed, enlisted, and we are one of them. Dr. Albers and I will be combining our channels as one. It will be under Planet X News. Everything will be the same. You won't even know that you're watching another video platform. That is how much work their engineers have put into opening up this new media. And I look forward to it, and I can't wait. I actually wanted to divulge this information several weeks ago, but, you know, I kind of held back on it. And the invitation came, we submitted our information, and the approval came, I think it was on May 30th or May 31st. And we're waiting for the final go-ahead. And I think it's going to be sometime in July, mid-July, late July, that everything will be up and ready to rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No more slanderous videos. Mm-hmm. Real talk, people. Real talk.
And the other thing, Scott, that I'd like to mention, you know, that we work hard on making videos. And if you work hard at something, it's nice to have a monetary reward for your hard work. And from YouTube, we're just not getting much of that anymore. We used to get a fair amount for our work, but we're just not getting it anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, YouTube has, YouTube has definitely done damage to all of its creators. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you guys know anything about YouTube's actual partnership program, where you get very small proceeds from their advertising, you know, my YouTube channel went from 1.5 million views a month to barely 150,000. I just had a very long conversation with YouTube support on May 30th. And, you know, they guaranteed and swore up and down that no funny business was going on behind the scenes pertaining to my channel or Dr. Albers' channel. But that is a complete lie, because on our website, all of our videos are uploaded to our website through YouTube. I use Blogger. Blogger is a Google product. So whenever I share my video onto my Blogger website, when someone clicks on the video and watches the video, they're watching a YouTube video under a YouTube URL. So how is it that one of my videos has 120,000 views on my website through a YouTube URL, but on YouTube, it only says we got 3,000? It's all a Google product. Mm-hmm. YouTube is a Google product. And you know what, folks? Whenever I hit them with that, they had no answers. Mm-hmm. None. Zero. Zilch.
Yeah.
So what's that tell you? That tells you plain and simple that they're robbing people. They're withholding the truth. And yes, they are filtering and censoring not just me, but tens of thousands of other channels. That's okay. They can have it their way. But in the end, when this other platform's ready to rock and roll, we're going to have it our way. And I could definitely tell you this much, folks. YouTube's going to take a big bite in the ass when this other platform comes up. And, you know, I'm really, really starting to think that some of the engineers that were fired from Google and YouTube are the ones who started this new platform, because it is almost identical to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready to rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
I am ready to rock and roll. All of our videos, all 1,400 of my videos, all of Dr. Albers' videos, they're all socked away. They're all tucked away, and they will all be uploaded in a systematic pattern. And we are going to help build that new video platform.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to do all of the same things that you do on YouTube. You'll be able to share it on Facebook. You'll be able to share it on Twitter with just a minor click. So again, that does make me think that these outspoken engineers at Google and YouTube that were fired over the past couple of years banded together, and they got it, man. And this platform, I've already seen it. I've already been allowed to look at the beta version, and it's pretty badass. I like it. And it's almost identical to the T, the same as YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, YouTube kicked themselves in the ass by all of their filtering, all of their censoring to protect their advertisers. Okay. This company has all of their advertisers, over 50,000 of them. So creators will be able to make a few bucks, you know, to pay their bills, to pay for their time and blah, blah, blah. I'm really not worried about the monetary end. I'm more concerned with the censoring and the filtering bullshit. That is something that will not occur with this new platform coming out in late July. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. I mean it. You all know me. I don't sugarcoat shit and call it candy. I put it right there in your face, hardcore. Once again, real talk, people. I'm not a joke. Neither is Dr. Albers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, once again, I'd like to thank all of you, every one of you, for sticking by us and helping spread the word and sharing our videos and being right here, man, being right here, right now, listening to all of this. Wow, what a hell of a story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real.
Yeah, it's
not
real.
Some made up damn story. It's real, man.
It's
real.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But anyways, folks, we're going to go ahead and end this live stream in a few minutes. And I'm going to eat some real food. You know, I'm going to try not to put on those 10 pounds that I just lost, sweating my ass off in some filthy dungeon in, you know, locked down in a, you know, dungeon of an old prison. But I'm going to get a good night rest, you know, good sleep. My back is killing me. And hopefully in a couple of days, you know, I'll feel a lot better. And I'm going to keep everybody updated on what transpires, because I think everybody has the right to know, you know. And if any of you, you know, want to continue to donate to our cause or do whatever you want, that's perfectly fine. You want to buy our books? Buy them. You want to buy our t-shirts and spread the word? Buy them. Let me tell you something, folks. I wear my Planet X News t-shirts, my chemtrailing t-shirts. I wear all of those shirts all of the time when I leave my house because it creates conversations. People ask me about the shirt I'm wearing. The day that the FBI agents came to my house, I just got my new free Tommy Robinson's shirt that I created to benefit that man locked up in that prison in the UK. And the proceeds to that shirt will go to him and his family because that man has a family. And for the next 13 months, he's going to be locked up in a UK prison. And that shirt just came in the mail the day the feds knocked on my door. And tomorrow, when I leave my house, I will be wearing that shirt in support of that man. So if you want to support us, there's many ways that you could support us, folks. You can share those videos. You can get involved. You do have a voice here at Planet X News. Let that voice be heard worldwide. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid. Don't let people see the fear. Let them feel your strength. Let them hear your voice. Because in the end, folks, that is all that we have. Our voice. Our voice. Dr. Albers, any last words?
Well, I would also like to thank those people who have prayed for you, Scott, who prayed for us. And, I really appreciate that. And because, as you know, I'm a committed Christian. I believe in God. And so I believe in prayer. So, that's one of the ways that people can support us as well, is simply by praying for us.
I agree. And pray with us, man, because like I said, folks, you maintain that spiritual part of your life. If you haven't found God or a God or your God, please believe in a higher form of life. It's there. We're not just some, little melting pot from some comet that hit the earth and all of a sudden man was created. We are a higher form of life. We're here for a reason. All of us, each and every one of us, good or bad. So, once again, I want to thank each and every one of you. The support, the emails, the messages, it really touched my heart. Once again, you guys are phenomenal. And without all of you, we're nothing. We're nothing. So we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And all of our voices need to be heard. I refuse to have that hand placed over my mouth to silence me. Because I'm not doing anything wrong. And neither is Dr. Albers.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that there has come some point that we've touched each and every one of you in a good way. And I know Dr. Albers has touched my life in a super positive way, filled my heart with love that, I haven't experienced in these 50 years of my life. I've always had people out there, take advantage of him. That's all come to an end. There is no more take advantage of me in my life. I've always been a giving person, and I will continue. I'm such a giving person. I was literally taking care of my fellow inmates that needed my help. Ask Dr. Albers. I was more concerned about some of the folks that I was in there with. I was more concerned about them than myself. I made sure that some of them had money on their books to buy extra food or supplies. I mean, nobody does that shit. I do.
Yeah.
And we give. What we do is part of that giving process. We will continue. But once again, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And one last thing. Stay tuned to Planet X News, because Planet X News is officially back on the map, and it ain't going nowhere. Dr. Albers, thank you very much for being a part of my life, being my new life partner. It's been, it's been a real experience, and there will be much more to come. And I'm glad all of our followers, all of our friends here on YouTube, you guys just stick by us. We'll get it done.
Yes.
Dr. Albers, you want to say goodbye to our friends, our tens of thousands of friends?
Yes. Well, yeah, again, I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank you, Scott, because you're just a wonderful, incredibly intelligent man. And I am so glad to have you in my life and to have you back at home. And, I'd like to tell everybody that this is a good time to get to know our Creator. We are living in very difficult times on our planet, in the solar system. And the place of refuge that is a spiritual one. It's the one that we find when we go to our Father and start talking to Him. And so I'd like to encourage people to take that step, to get to know God, because He is our place of refuge at the worst of times. And basically, that's it, Scott.
Well, you know what? Let me correct you on that.
Okay.
That's not it.
It's not it.
Only the beginning.
Only the beginning.
Absolutely. Okay. Once again, folks, stay tuned. I thank you all for sticking by me, sticking by Dr. Albers. And again, we're going to start reporting on a hell of a lot more. I've been a little quiet for the last 3 months. Haven't been reporting on a lot of things. There's a lot of other great YouTube channels out there that have been doing an incredible job. But you know what? I'm going to put Planet X News back on the map and be looking forward to multiple videos, multiple live streams coming from this YouTube channel starting tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, have a very, very safe night, a good night. And once again, stay tuned to Planet X News. Good night, everybody.
Good night.